Yeah, hi, my name is Andy Gibson. I am the Executive Director of the Lot Project. I've been working in downtown Anderson with those in need for about 10 years now. I've learned a lot. I've learned that people say a whole bunch of stuff on both sides of the track, and the one thing that keeps coming back to is that we have an amazing community and we want it to be stronger and more life-giving, and that they have a lot of desire for this to be a really good place to live. But most of the time, people don't know how to do that. They don't know where to start because a lot of the problems we face are just so big, and they don't know how to help. And so that's why here at the Lot Project, we think there's just two ways to do that. The first is to donate. Financially, it's probably our biggest need right now, and then you can also come and volunteer. And so we would love to have either one of those take place with us.
Now, how many people do y'all serve in a year? Do you know?
Yeah, we give away about 10,000 meals a year, just on average right now. We work with many home groups and churches and restaurants like Doolittle's and Pizza Buffet provide a meal for us about once a month. So it's really cool and really exciting.
Now tell me what we got new here. What's going on now?
Yeah, so this is one of our newest programs that we're trying to start. We've been working on it for a couple of years now, getting all the groundwork laid and started some of the work as you can see around you. This is going to be a new program called Mill Hill Makers. It's commonly known as a maker space. But most people don't know what that is either. So the easiest way to explain it is it works kind of like a gym membership, but instead of fitness equipment and personal trainer, we'll have artisans and tools. So woodworking, metal fabrication, 3D printing, we'll have some stuff with Raspberry Pis. Sounds like a cooking class, but it isn't. And then we'll have a place for artists, leather, stained glass. We'll be able to do some more artisan type trade. We'll have classrooms for people to learn how to make things. And we'll open it up to the entire Anderson community, charge a membership fee, and then use the revenue off of that to begin scholarshiping in people from the underserved community. So we're really excited about our new program, Mill Hill Makers.
How important is it, this creative element, for people who are underprivileged, who might need a little extra help?
Well, I just think back to when I grew up. A majority of the things I learned wasn't in a classroom setting. It was actually from my dad. When we would play basketball together or work in the yard together, when we'd go work on the car or change the oil, like a lot of the things I did in a relational capacity. And so one of the things that really excites me about this place is the idea of working with someone that we get to know them, and in that relationship we can not only learn a new skill, but we can also make some changes in our lives on both sides. I taught my dad, I'm sure, as much about patience and forgiveness and mercy as any one man could teach his father. So I think we'll be able to learn on both sides of that equation.
Andy, when do y'all hope to be open and running?
I would love to be open the first quarter of 2020. Right now, we've put about $60,000 into our building already. We need another $171 for the upfit of the facilities itself. That includes HVAC, electrical, finishing out the drywall, all of the stuff that nobody gets to see, but makes the building work and up to code. We hope to raise another $38,000 for a total of $209, and that will help us with operational costs for the building itself. And we're really excited about that. We believe that's possible. At the beginning of this year, through the first half of the year, we'd love to see make some pretty good headway towards that.
And if people wanted to donate or just find out more about what y'all do, what's the best place for them to get information?
Yeah, the best place to get information right now is probably on our website. We're working on a new one, but it would be thelotproject.com/giving. You can sign up online and donate right there. I moved here from Indiana, so I'm not a local boy. I didn't know what the mills did. I didn't know what they stood for. I didn't know what a mill hill was. And so I just did a lot of research, and I talked to a lot of people. I walked the alphabet streets and got to know my friends there. I found out things like 25 out of the 28 houses on G Street rent. Found out that there are 1,250 households in Anderson that make less than 10 grand a year. I found out that transportation's an issue. I found out that employment's an issue, that mental health is an issue, addiction counseling, therapy, any number of different things. There's so many different big problems. It's like, where do you even begin? And so As we look at rehabilitating, revitalizing an area, typically that comes with gentrification. Moving people that can't afford, usually you gentrify an area and it's therefore revitalized. People like me put a lot of time and effort in, and then all my friends move out. And so you just deal with the same problems, the same things in a different area. And so what I propose is that we revitalize an area without gentrifying it. We revitalize an area for the people who currently live there. We create a sustainable community, solving some of the most difficult challenges we face in the community, from adequate affordable housing to employment to access to food and good nutrition. Yeah, so we're currently partnering with the Chamber of Commerce, their Leadership Anderson class number 35. We are the nonprofit that will take over their class project, and their class project is building Anderson's first tiny home. It's a 650 square foot house that meets Anderson code, and I believe it'll be a model for what potential solution for adequate affordable housing. In every report you read, from Imagine Anderson to the Neighborhood Revitalization Implementation Plan, these are adequate affordable housing is something that always comes up. And so I think this is a model for what that could look like in the future. It's not an actual tiny house, unfortunately, because you have some code restrictions around that. But if you were to do an area over 5 acres, you can get by some of those restrictions on the size of the home. So I think that tiny homes are an actual solution to some of our problems here with adequate affordable housing. And I think that the Alphabet Street specifically would be a tremendous place for that. It's close to the city, so it's walkable. It's close to jobs and employment. It's walkable. There would be access to food and any number of different things. So I think that that community is perfect for it.
And this is the one you're talking about is going to be across from the garden.
Yeah. So we've partnered with Artisan Fellowship to create Artisan Gardens. We purchased land through the county's forfeited land commission. Land nobody wanted. It was thigh-high grass and weeds, and so now it's a self-teaching environment that is inclusive and immersive. It also is not threatening. I don't like anybody knocking on my doors, so it allows members of the Lot Project community and Artisan Fellowship community to be within a community without being threatening, to be there often, and we've learned so much about the people who live there and the friends that we've made, and just conversations about what they dream their community will look like as well.
Tell people if they haven't seen them. We've talked about it before, and I've been over there before. So what some of the things in the garden include?
Yeah, so we have, the G Street Garden. It's 319 G Street. You're welcome to drive by it. It's got a yellow door. You won't be able to miss it. Every garden we do will have a yellow door on it. It's kind of Marcy Salone's trademark, so to speak. She's wonderful and amazing. It was kind of her brainchild, and she wanted a place that she could teach about her passion for health and wellness, deal with some of the food desert challenges that people in low-income areas face, and an opportunity to build relationships. So there are 6 raised beds. All have a sign in them that tell you what was planted, when it was planted, what it looks like when it's ready to harvest, an expected harvest date, and then some nutritional information about what was planted. So Marcy decides what all goes in there. I just help support her by paying the water bill and making sure that she gets some volunteers when she needs them.